Hey guys, welcome back to Life with 18 Cats. As you can see, we are in the new room. This is the new background. We're gonna try some things out. This is the first shot at this, so we'll see how this works and how the view is and how people feel about it. We got little Chewy back here sleeping right now. Everybody's kind of doing their calm thing right now, so I wanted to take this time to sit down and talk with you guys about a couple things with the new background and just, like I said, test it out, see how it works, see how everybody feels about it. Hopefully everybody likes it. I'm in love with it. Um, so there's a couple purposes to this one today. Today, we're going to announce a new project, and at the same time, I wanted to discuss the reason behind the project. So I have been doing a lot of research, and you guys have asked me many, many times to do a video telling you guys how the cats behave with each other, like groups or friendships or rivalries. And I think that's a great idea because when you have multiple cats in a household, you're going to have different personalities, and sometimes they're going to clash and sometimes they're not. And I think it's an important topic to talk about and make sure that people know that, they're not alone in this stuff. So I made some notes. So if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm just glancing at my notes to make sure I'm hitting on everything that I wanted to hit on with this video. So I also have lists, but I can't memorize. So let's start with this. One of the things I've noticed is that there's a lot of experts or influencers out there that will try to give you a list of archetypes, and there's like 3 to 4 that I've seen over and over again. And there's probably a lot of you that are going to know exactly what I'm talking about when I start listing this off because there's a couple of them that are very popular. Which I'm not saying that they're wrong because I don't think they're wrong. However, I also don't feel like you can just box all cats into 4 categories and say this works for everybody because it doesn't. I mean, if you have cats, you understand that they don't always fit into the stereotypes or the categories. Cats are just cats. They do what they do, and they're their own beings, which is part of one of the reasons why we love them so much. So I came up with some categories, which I don't like doing again, but for the purpose of this video, I did my best with this. So my categories were the greeters, the shy ones, the OGs, which I'll explain, and the assertive ones. So let's start with the greeters. When I say greeters, I mean they're the ones that when a person comes into my house, they walk through the door, the first one's at the door. The first one's there wanting to get love, wanting to get attention, wanting to say, here I am. They start doing the figure eights through your legs. That's what I mean by greeters. And again, at this point, I'm talking about how they deal with people. So in that category, we have Sherlock, Tiny Whiny, Lucifer, Pebbles, Chewy, Sadie, Polly, Hazel, Oswald, Figaro, and Perfect. For those of you that have been around since the beginning or have watched all the videos, you're kind of familiar with the names, but I know it's a lot. So don't expect you guys, there's no pop quiz at the end of this, don't worry. So that's a list of people that or the last list of cats that when somebody walks through the door, they're the first ones there and just are all over you. Then we have the shy group, which is going to consist of Marcel, Silva, Marbles, and Bagheera. Bagheera is a different entity. I'm going to talk about him here a little bit more when we're done with this, but just remember that Bagheera is kind of a different entity because he also falls under the greeter category. Does it make sense? It will. Then we have the OGs. When I say the OGs, I mean the original gang. That list is going to be Feline, Marbles, and Perfect. Now, if you notice, Perfect is now being named twice because she falls into 2 different categories. Most days, she's going to be one of the greeters. Then there's other days when she's just like, you know what? I've been through enough. I've been here long enough. I'm well established and I don't care. I don't need to go running to the door because you know what? I know where I belong and I'm good. And that's definitely Feline. Feline has been through everything in this house. So she has been here for so long that she's just like laid back. She's like, oh, somebody walked through the door. Great. They'll get to me at some point. I don't need to rush to the door. She's not as excited about that stuff. And then we get to the assertive category. And now I say assertive. Other people would say aggressive. Other people would say mean. Other people would say bullies. I'm not going to call my cats those things. I'm not. They are cats. They are animals. Above and beyond anything else, what we need to keep in mind is they are animals first and foremost. And they have instincts, natural instincts that we probably don't understand sometimes, but we have to accept them as reality. And that assertive category is going to be Mittens, Oswald, Figaro, Marcel, and Marbles. And again, we're running into names that have already been put in different categories because, again, it depends on the day, it depends on the situation as to how they're going to behave that day. So those lists being done, um, when it comes to people, all my cats fit under the same category. They're loving, they're caring, they're kind, they want attention. Now, the only exception to that rule is going to be off the bat, Marcel and Silva. Those are the two that they have to get used to the sound of your voice and you being around. Because if you're new and you walk through the door, those two are going to hide. Not because they hate people, but because they're just scared right off the bat. Why? I'm not sure. I could say they had an abusive home to begin with, but you know what? There's a couple other ones that didn't have the greatest homes that they came from, and they're not like that. So what works for one doesn't work for the others, and that's what I mean by you can't really categorize cats because it doesn't always work for the reasons you put them in that category. So I know this is confusing and it's a lot, but it's something I think is important to discuss. Um, Now, when you're talking about how my cats behave toward each other, for the most part, everybody, you've seen the videos, you've seen them all curled up together in little pile-ups and whatever. For the most part, they all get along great. They don't really bicker too much. I mean, when you have kids, we have like 3 or 4 kids in a house, you're going to have sibling rivalry. You're going to have little arguments in here and there. But nobody classifies those kids as being bad. They're just siblings. And I have the same thing because, believe it or not, cats are a lot like kids in that sense. They get along the same way if you have the right combination of cats. Now, like I said before, let me be clear about this. If I would have taken in every single cat that I've ever had the opportunity to take in, I would have probably twice as many cats as I do right now, if not more. However, not all cats can fit into a group together. And somebody brought up that cats are not pack animals. And you're right, they're not pack animals. They don't travel in packs. However, they are social animals. Again, there is an exception to every rule. So just because I'm saying they're social animals does not mean that every single cat wants to be in a house with a bunch of different cats. There are always going to be certain cats that want to be lone cats, and that's cool. That's okay. They need to be in a house where they're the only cat. But as a rule, which rules are meant to be broken, we all know this. As a rule, cats are social creatures, and they do very well in social situations. My cats are very well adapted to their surroundings, very well adapted to each other. Now, that being said, we have another exception to the rule, and that would be Mittens, Oswald, and Bagheera. Mittens and Oswald have a tendency to be bullies, and that's just how they are. They have chosen a target, which is Bagheera, and I don't know why. That is a mystery to me, and it will probably always be a mystery to me. I would say because he's a wallflower, because he's just a shy one, but that doesn't make any sense because there's other cats that are bigger wallflowers that they do not do this to. So it's just Bagheera, and I don't have any answer for you as to why. So, having gone through all that, the new project. So I'm not one to give up on things. I've tried lots of different things, behavior modification, suggestions, um, aromatherapies, things like that. And nothing has worked to stop this little rivalry between Mittens and Oswald and Bagheera. So there are big influencers out there. So let's just go with the obvious. Jacksongalaxy. He has got a lot of suggestions and advice as to how to handle these situations, and he's got products out there. We're gonna try Jacksongalaxy first. He does have a series of reintroduction methods that is supposed to help in situations like this where there's already a household of cats and we have a bully and now we have to figure out how to solve the problem. So the new project is we are going to see if we can put Jacksongalaxy's reintroduction and anti-bullying methods to the test and have them work. I'm hoping they do. I'm not going in here with any expectation. Bye, Figaro. I'm not going into this with any expectation of whether it's going to work or not. I'm going to go into it with an open mind. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a series of videos where I'm going to show you, I'm going to try to catch the situations that these guys, find themselves in, whether it be when Oswald and Mittens are sitting in a room just doing that stare down with Bagheera, letting him know that he's not allowed to move from his spot, to hopefully at some point the three of them getting along just fine. So I'm going to do a little bit more homework. I'm going to do a little bit more research on the subject. I'm going to watch a couple more videos of Jacksongalaxies, and I'm going to see if any of these methods can produce any good results. I mean, I'm hoping they do. I'm hoping beyond all hope that they do, but we'll see. So, yeah. So, for those of you that are dealing with bullies or cats don't get along, hopefully this series is going to help you discover a couple things. And again, please understand that my opinions are my opinions, my experiences are my experiences in my house. You guys are going to have totally different experiences, and I'm all for hearing that. Please, in the comments, please give me your experiences. Tell me what you've tried, what you haven't tried, what's worked, what hasn't worked, because we can all learn from each other and we can all make our homes a better home for our cats. And that's kind of the purpose of this whole channel, is just I wanted to find a way to just let people know that it's okay to have multiple cats, and let's talk to each other, let's have conversations, let's be open and honest, let's discover ways to make these things work and to help other people, because I don't think it's fair that people are made to feel bad about the fact that their home's not perfect, or that that things aren't the way other people think it should be. And the other thing I don't want to do is I don't want to make people feel like they're a failure as a pet parent because things don't work, because not everything is going to work for everybody. Not one solution is not going to work for every single household. Just like not one solution is not going to work for every child's problems. Same thing goes for the cats. So just because things haven't worked for you in your house doesn't mean that you're a failure, and I don't want you to think that you are. So as long as you're still trying, then you're a good parent to your cats. I mean, or any pets. So don't give up, and let's take this journey again together. I mean, this one turned out amazing. So let's hope that we have an amazing result from this one. So yeah, so once again, guys, please subscribe if you're not subscribed and you're new here, and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified every time I upload a video. I'm gonna have at least one video a day up for you guys. So yeah, all that being said, and the new project is now in full swing. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time. Bye.